Okay, the Prem's back, but maybe Haaland won't score too many. Right, I just can't put up with this. Ladies and gents, welcome back to This Week in English Football, where, like strange, low-life science teachers...
Oh, don't you dare! Don't you dare! You!
We dissect not frogs, but everything that's happened in the home of the beautiful game this week. Not in any analytical way, but in the same kind of way you now would react to a bad Christmas present.
Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
So, let's hop in, because midweek saw the beginning of a trophy almost as worthless as the MLS title, the Carabao Cup. And it was a good couple of nights for the goal scorers, with 12 players bagging a brace in the opening round, including the Australian wonder and Colgate advertiser, Kusini. One of the Accrington lads found themselves just about missing the mark for that sort of heroics, though, with this absolute crime to football. The keeper should be utterly ashamed of himself. He should have gone away, stuck the kettle on, argued with his Aunt Ruth about the new Strictly contestants, watched 4 seasons of Dora the Explorer and come back before he had to pick a side, and still he got it wrong. Elsewhere though, and the biggest shock of the round came at Priestfield Stadium as League 2 Gillingham took their chances against Championship Southampton to seal a 3-1 victory. Alex McCarthy had just about recovered from Grimsby at home for this one. And around the grounds, Bristol City smashed Oxford 5-1, and in a fixture that had the joint biggest league gap, Wimbledon staged an epic comeback to beat Coventry 2-1, scoring in the 86th and 92nd minutes. Plenty more of them to come, we can hope, in the second round. Moving on though, and the opening day of the Premier League saw Haaland score with his first touch, and then score another one. The guy was literally laughing after his second goal of the season. It's too easy for him, he's bored of celebrating. Premier League officials should be locked up for not forcing Ivan Toney and Harry Kane to compete with him. And of course, one fan decided to take it way too far and make an embarrassment of themselves by throwing a lighter straight at Rico Lewis. The kid's 18, for God's sake, and it's not even like they had any mercy. That thing had some despicable purchase on it, I can't lie. Anyway, whoever was responsible for that gets an honourable mention of Muppet of the Week. And on the topic of Toney and Kane, Sunday saw the first game of the 23-24 season without either side's talisman, and surprisingly it turned out to be a goal fest with 4 goals in the opening half, which left them level all the way up to the full-time whistle. James Maddison started life as a Spurs player well, grabbing both the assists almost as quickly as he snatched the number 10 shirt from Kane. The kitman had to give it a thorough wash to get the ketchup off though. Now, this guy, without a doubt, gets Muppet of the Week. In other news, both Brighton and Newcastle hit the ground running as they scored 4 and 5 goals respectively to slide themselves into first and second place. Rob Edwards resorted to chain smoking his problems away after his initial loss.
Yes and no, if I'm being honest.
And Roy Hodgson got Larry. What's new? Let's jump into the Championship now though, where once again I have to talk about Craig David FC. But this time is in a bit more of a positive light, as Adam Armstrong converted a 97th minute penalty to nick a point from Norwich in an 8-goal thriller. And you'll be pleased to know that this is the first time anything involving Norwich has been considered thrilling, and the fans are just as chuffed and adamant about that as they are with their new kits.
I already look disabled enough, why would I wear that?
Not much more to report on the Championship front, but wins for Ipswich and Leicester ensure they are the only ones with a perfect record so far. 2 games in, and only 2 teams have won both games. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this league is going to be tight this season. On the other hand though, League 1 brought us some dominant heavy wins for the likes of Bolton and Derby, but it was Pompey who took the greatest win home as they produced a 4-0 win away to Leyton Orient. The buzz around this club is growing by the minute, mate, and it's fair to say our new boy Christian Sadie was loving life as per. Equally, Lincoln looked impressive in a 3-0 home win to Wycombe. Wycombe, on the other hand, in a dire situation over the last couple of weeks with back-to-back 3-0 losses to teams that on paper they should be beating, especially with new signings like Kane Vincent-Young and Luke Leahy. And finally, League Two saw the most significant event across the country this week. As Colchester and Swindon both made their league return. And neither of them won. A moment of reflection for them. We're going to keep doing this until I see one of them win a title, or can't I? Elsewhere, though, and MK Dons fired themselves top of the table thanks to Mo Issa terrorising yet another League Two defence. And it was nice to see CMAC top off his 200th professional league appearance with a clean sheet as well. And after a 3-0 loss to Accrington on the opening day, Newport County got themselves on the board with an impressive victory against Doncaster, thrashing them 4-0. I don't really know what to say about that one. They had 1.95 XG. What does that even mean?